He's got life.
Apart from...
Well, yeah.
He couldn't wait to find people to rule over.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. I was born to be.
So Harry feels.
Oh.
It's time to verify this is everything you've ever said.
Yeah, I like the Rick and Morty vibe about it.
The payoff is huge.
Yes, I'm gonna put myself above them straight away. His mentality is so...
British.
Everyone has these stones, 5, 10 of them in their drawer, like flipping stationery.
Go to your drawer, that drawer, you know the drawer with all the stuff in it in your house, and open it. That's where the time stone is.
He's a therapist that flipping Bucky needed from the get-go.
Just blink, sweet Jesus.
I mean, it's Rick and Morty writer. He could give birth to himself.
Rare of the year.
Yeah, his butt was voted the best male butt of 2016.
I beg your pardon.
Shame on you. Shame on you people. Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel. It's your boy Chosen Wizdom.
And it's your girl Divergent Curl.
Yes sir.
Yeah.
I know it's been a hot minute,
Yeah, finally
guys.
back.
But life somehow catches up on you and you have other responsibilities. It happens, right?
Yeah.
It happens. But we're back, guys. We're ready and we're here and we're gonna react to Loki, episode 1, Glorious Purpose.
Yes, and I know we've been pretty low-key, but we're not going to be low-key anymore because we've been watching Loki.
No.
So I had to offer the cheese.
We're back, baby. We're back. We're back, baby.
So what I heard about this episode, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, it is the highest viewed episode and premiere of anything on the Disney platform. So I feel really out of the loop.
It's a shame that we're so late to the party.
Yeah.
You know, that we're not in the current loop, like you said.
Well, let's talk about it.
Do you know what? I'm surprised that this has the most views because, if I'm being totally honest, guys, out of the 3 series that have been released so far, including Loki, this one was probably the one that I was least looking forward to. So that surprises me.
I'm not that interested in Tom Hiddleston's character. Don't get me wrong, he does a great job. I've seen that conflicted villain / anti-villain before, and I've seen it done better. I don't know anything else he's been in apart from Kong and
Crimson Peak.
Crimson Peak, that's all I've seen
other
him.
things. I mean, Tom Hiddleston does Loki well.
Yeah.
Like, for the God of Mischief, for what he's supposed to be, I think Tom Hiddleston plays that character well. So I'm not going to say he's like a bad actor or anything like that. I've seen a lot of Loki already during the Avengers, or through the Avengers. So I was just more interested in finding out a bit more about Wanda and Vision and the new Captain America and of course Bucky more than Loki. That's all. I was the least interested in Loki. But
get that.
This one has been getting good reviews.
8.9. I think you guys are all on episode 4 as we're starting episode 1, and it's still got 8.9 on IMDb.
I'm expecting some good stuff. Unless people have some love for Loki that I don't understand.
Well, maybe we'll...
Do you know what I think, right? I think the Americans are in love with Loki's voice. I think that's what sells Loki, or sells Tom Hiddleston as Loki a bit more, just his voice.
If you're looking through like the American gaze or the non-British gaze, or even through the British gaze, he's the quintessential British person from an upper class background, and that kind of, it does reflect Tom Hiddleston's actual personal life. I have got some interesting facts that I'm going to be going through because he's highly rated.
Do you know what?
By like the whole acting world, by loads of fans.
That's probably why we're not, or we might not be in love with him as much as other people, because we're not in love with the accent, because we're in Britain.
Yeah,
we're already English.
Yeah,
we hear the accent all the time, like every day. You know,
that's true.
So it's not special for us. So maybe that's another reason why he doesn't have that. I don't know. But he's a great actor. We're not here to slay him.
No.
You know, he's a good actor.
He is very good. He's excellent. Let me go and look into Tom Hiddleston. Let me find out more about him. I can't just be like, I'm not that interested in his character, Loki. So let me balance that out with some interesting stuff.
All right.
And interesting stuff I have found. Okay, you ready for these facts?
I'm ready. Let
Okay.
me know these facts. I'm ready.
Are you ready? Okay.
Okay, what are you gonna say to me?
Okay.
So, guys, tell me if you're wowed.
Okay.
Are you amazed? Are you gonna be amazed? Let's see.
First of all, he auditioned for wanted the part of Thor. He even went so far as to beef up. Apparently, he actually worked out to put on muscle mass so that he could audition for that. And in the audition, he was typecast into Loki's role because they said you absolutely kind of exude smug villain type thing.
That's interesting. One, I already knew that, and I reckon most people watching this already knew that. It's interesting. Hollywood, they're just crooks. So you can't be Thor because you don't what? Hollywood, you know what? Hollywood perpetuates stereotypes as well. Shame on you, Hollywood.
I know, right?
You should have let Loki. I'm joking. You know what? You shouldn't have. Chris, you did well.
Oh yeah.
Chris has done well.
Okay, so this fact I found really, really interesting. He went to Eton School for Boys, which for you guys out in America, that's like high school. He then went to Cambridge University. He got a double first with honours. In Britain, read at university instead of studied. If someone says to you they read something at university, they went to a really good university. And then from Cambridge, he went to RADA. What I basically found out from his lived experience is that he has been to the best schools that money can buy in terms of education in the UK. So I'm expecting fantastic acting. I am expecting it. He has paid for some exquisite education. Studied the classics, which has clearly influenced. He was a stage actor and now he's playing Loki. He's bringing that to Loki.
That's quite cool, man.
It's really interesting because he is very intelligent.
He's made a character his own, Loki.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Next fact. His classmate was Eddie Redmayne at Eton.
That's cool. I mean,
it's interesting.
They were classmates.
Yeah, and sidebar, 19 of the UK Prime Ministers have come out of Eton High School. Prince William and Prince Harry went there. So that just tells you the levels of Eton. That's where our boy Thomas went. He has had doors opened for him that others wouldn't have had by, his experience. And have you ever guys noticed it's the same sort of people just get recycled in Hollywood over and over? Hollywood
gets on my nerves.
It's boring.
Why do I need to see the same person play 100 different roles?
Yeah.
Just choose one of the millions of actors out there that are really good, that just don't fit your little profile, that little box, that tiny little box you have to tick. No, man. No, just be free, just relax. Let's be human. Let's be a little bit human, just a little bit.
That's why Netflix done well, because it gives opportunity to so many unknown actors who've gone on to do big things since then. Yeah. But again, they get sucked into Hollywood and then off they go. Anyway, digress.
Digrizzle.
This fact I thought was kind of interesting. When they were making Avengers, it was in 2012, there was a fight scene between Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston. And Joss Whedon told them that their fighting didn't look real enough. Tom was so committed to the role of Loki that Tom told Chris to just hit him.
I beg your pardon.
To really get into the character and just really let it happen, which is why we got some incredible emotive scenes between the two. Allegedly, his favourite actor and someone that he really wishes to emulate, with his career is Tom Hanks.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, that's not surprising. Tom Hanks is one of the best actors in the world, isn't he? So that makes sense.
That's pretty cool.
Will he ever emulate Tom Hanks? I don't think so, no. But who knows, man? He's still young, isn't he? He's still relatively young.
Yeah, he's only 40 or something. He's not old at all.
Yeah, he's got time.
Absolutely. He's won 1 Golden Globe, 1 Laurence Olivier Award for stage acting, and he also won Rear of the Year in 2016.
What? Rear of the Year.
Listen.
We want to create awards for everything to make everyone feel good about anything. Rear of the Year.
Yeah, his butt was voted the best male butt of, what was it? The best male butt of 2016.
Shame on you. Shame on you people.
It's true.
Shame on you guys. You guys have no shame.
I know this guy has studied his ass off, literally.
Let's move on. I got nothing more to say.
Stop reducing him to a... Well, one thing I found when researching him, people are... Like, some of the top search terms are things like Tom Hiddleston handsome, Tom Hiddleston smiling. I'm like, wow. Yeah, he's been voted, like, best looking male, best dressed male by GQ before for like a whole year. Something else I thought was interesting is that something that he is most mistaken for is the role of Michael Fassbender in Prometheus. Apparently it's something he talks about himself, Tom Hiddleston, that people often congratulate him on Prometheus and say what a fantastic movie it is. And that's what I mean about stereotyping, like, because Michael Fassbender plays a British character, it just sounds
I'm trying to think, do they even look similar?
But interesting. People have, like, just, like, put his face, so I don't know, when they remember.
Do they both have dark hair? I don't know, it's shame on you guys.
Interesting.
Okay. Any more facts?
The only other facts is just the cast of Loki is interesting because there is kind of a British cast, or they do have some British actors. We have Tom himself, we have Gugu Mbatha Raw.
I need me some Gugu.
Wumi Musaku has appeared in a number of television and film projects. She's going to be playing a character in this series as well. And Owen Wilson.
Of course,
I genuinely was surprised when I saw the trailer for Loki and saw Owen Wilson in it.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm an Owen Wilson fan.
He's
like, I love Owen Wilson.
He does the sofa adverts on British TV. I don't know if you guys get these adverts in America, but there was a time when he does these sofa adverts, and all he does is just come into the room and he just lies on the sofa.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the advert. He's just like, I'm just lying on this sofa, and I'm Owen Wilson.
There's certain actors that can only do what they do, and Owen Wilson is one of those.
Zoolander. He's so underrated, like the facial expression. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Owen Wilson's going to do in this movie.
You, me, and Dupree.
Yeah,
anyway,
so we've got some exciting actors and looking forward to see that translate on screen. You know what I realised? Another reason why I was slightly hesitant to watch this show is because we know that Loki's dead.
But that's the whole point. Like, is he going to jump through timelines and whatnot? It's just a new phase of Marvel and MCU, so we're going to be talking about timelines and dimensions and variants and all the sort of crazy stuff to make our minds twist and turn and pretzelize, you know?
You know,
that's
you're
a new
right.
one, pretzelize.
We've been rewatching Lost, and that has given us a good basis for all time travel stuff.
Lost again, man. Don't do it again.
I'm applying the time travel knowledge. I'm ready.
But yeah, guys, as usual, smash the like, turn on your notifications, and if you haven't yet subscribed, what you doing? Just subscribe.
Yeah, we're back now.
We're back. Let's have some fun. Let's have some conversation. Let's do it how we like to do it. We like to pick things apart in a different way. We like to have a different kind of conversation here. We like to talk about what's going on with the characters and their emotions and their feelings, and
fully
have a different perspective sometimes. And sometimes challenge the way we think, challenge the way we approach ideas and themes.
Absolutely.
And life through discussions and through discussion about film. Stick with us, guys. It's going to be cool, man.
You're not going to regret it. The payoff is huge.
Let's watch this one. You ready?
Let's get into it. Take it away, Tom and Loki. Let's watch it.
Let's go. Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to continue straight from where we left off, literally. Ant-Man, yeah.
Huh. Oh yeah. Oh, what a stroke of luck though, for real, that it lands at his foot.
Yeah. It's fake. There you go. That's where it starts.
Okay, they're just starting it right from there. Okay, we get a little green tint.
Green for Loki.
Okay, desert. Oh.
Mongolia. That was Loki entrance.
He's got life.
Apart from.
Well, yeah.
I am Loki. I am burdened with glorious purpose.
He couldn't wait to find people to rule over.
Yeah.
As soon as he saw people, he just jumped on top of that rock.
Anything to elevate himself, literally.
Identified.
Variant.
I beg your pardon.
Variant.
I hereby arrest you for crimes against the sacred timeline.
Did she say sacred timeline?
Get out of my way.
Oh.
She said, shh. Relax. What kind of weapon is this?
What? I'm not even what. What?
Wow. Reset. Reset the timeline.
Guys, this is gonna hurt my brain.
Yeah, it's so can we survive if we can reset things? Ooh. He wants the Tesseract.
But he must be also thinking, wow, this is some next shit
That wall is
that I've never been aware of.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is looking way too 60s. This is way too Mad Men. Ha! What? Oh, that is amazing.
Imagine having a child. You ain't going nowhere.
It's the Tesseract. Be very careful with it. Sounds dumb.
Did you say it sounds dumb?
I don't know. That's the case, that's funny.
Some weird machine from like Stranger Things.
But what's he done? I thought all he did was just, use the stone to move from where he was to our next location, not actually distort time or anything like that.
Whoa, they make him naked already. Nah, he's clothes already. This cat! This cat is like, what?
Hey son, you better verify this is everything you've ever said.
You gotta add it. No. Imagine how big my one would be.
This is absurd.
Imagine.
Eventually just stop talking and sign it, right? Say something else. Oh, TVA on his jumper. I mean, his jumpsuit.
A lot of people not know if they're robots.
Thank you for your confirmation. Please move through.
The question itself was enough to determine.
Please move along, sir.
Oh wow, these guys have not got time for your antics. Loki, hurry up.
What's that? Your temporal aura. What's that? Give me a ticket. No.
Who's this guy?
Ticket. There's only two of us in here. Okay.
See, even as defiant as or mischievous as he is, he's still following the rules to some degree.
Yeah.
The other guy's like, I'm not doing it. That makes him interesting.
This is a mistake. I shouldn't be here.
You're probably saying this is a mistake. I shouldn't even be here.
Yes, Southern lady, I love it.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Time Variance Authority. Catch you up before you stand trial.
Oh, is that?
Alright, what's going on?
The vast multiversal war. Countless unique timelines battle each other for supremacy. People like you veer off the path the timekeepers created. Variance. Maybe you started an uprising, or were just late for work. Your path created a nexus event of madness, leading to another multiversal war.
Oh, that's what must have happened for one division. She's created some multiversal war. Look, it's like the Jetsons.
See, but I guess he didn't know. Did he know he jumped?
The sacred timeline. You actually believe this bunker? Ticket, sir. What? Sir.
Okay.
Wow.
Get yourself a ticket.
He,
For visiting the ticket.
he's like, I've got my ticket. He wants to survive above anything. So he will align himself.
He's a variant who can skip between timelines. Did he know he was skipping through timeline when he used the space stone? Or is that the crime that they're, they're charging him for? Or did he do something else?
How is this 1549 and he's wearing a suit from the 60s?
Blood, fire.
The devil.
The devil did it.
Yes.
He can't have that gum or whatever it is in the 1540.
He's the devil.
The way they're coming in and out, or it's like just nothing to them. Like,
Yeah.
How do you plead?
Cuckoo.
Kiki.
God. Guilty of being the god of mischief. Guilty of finding all this incredibly tedious. Yes.
Oh, really? And who should we have?
I suspect the Avengers. You see, I only came into possession of the Tesseract because they travelled through time.
Yeah.
The last ditch effort to stave off my ascent to God King. Criminals, it's they you should be after.
That's what I was thinking.
What they did was supposed to happen. You escaping was not.
Oh. Who gets to say what was supposed?
Not supposed to happen. According to who?
The timekeepers.
Well, perhaps I should speak to these timekeepers.
Dictate the proper flow of time according to their dictations. How do you plead?
Guilty. All this.
What are you doing?
He's conducting his choir. This
He's trying to
orchestra.
body pop. It's not.
He's trying to body pop.
It's not happening.
He's kind of crump.
Why did it work?
Magic.
Think.
powers. The court finds you guilty, and I sentence you to be reset.
Reset.
What does that mean? What does that too bad? What does it mean?
Is it bad?
You ridiculous!
Reset.
It's not your story, but it never was. Approach the bench.
All right, Owen.
He's got that top level clearance.
Anything goes sideways.
Oh, he's gonna use him. It's a body cop show. He's gonna use him to chase the devil.
It's appropriate. Okay.
I'll show you where my desk is. You can start there.
Whoa.
Whoa, that's looking like Star Wars.
Home sweet home.
Home sweet home.
I thought there was no magic here. What is it?
What is it? Science.
What is it then?
Science, maybe.
Science. Yeah.
Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah, it's written by
It is.
Mike, who writes Rick and Morty.
That's why it looks like that.
Oh, that's a good point.
Also another department. Now that
You're
department
right.
will help you.
Huh? That is confusing. You don't know what floor.
The Young Turks.
TYT.
I like Thor. You like a lot, which you just did. Thor.
Yeah, he does.
You know, time passes differently here in the TVA. Yes.
Time passes different.
Timekeepers.
Yeah. So he's probably been alive for a long time, right? Or something.
Like Richard.
Is that funny?
From Lost.
Decides the fate of trillions of people across all of existence at the behest of 3 space lizards.
Space lizards.
I thought you didn't like to talk. After you.
Isn't that interesting? He's a god and he doesn't want anyone to dictate his fate. Yet wants to dictate the fate of others.
How have I never heard of you? Because you never needed to. I live within whatever path I choose. Okay.
The idea that there's someone else above him pulling his strings is...
Can't hack it.
He can't tolerate it. He can't have it.
Time moves differently in the TVA.
Wow. This is interesting because he can't use any powers. So
Yeah.
he's got to be using just his words.
What do you want from me? Well, let's start with a little cooperation. Not my forte. Really? Even when you're wooing someone powerful you intend to betray?
Yeah, get straight to the point.
No particularly dangerous variants. You're just a
Annoying.
little pussycat. I got a set of questions for you. You answer them honestly. And
Imagine.
maybe I can give you something.
Ego.
He doesn't want to be feared.
True, he must be
I
worshipped.
don't believe it, yeah.
He must be worshipped.
Which means he wants to be adored. Which means he wants love.
Oh, daddy.
You want to be
Odin.
I don't want to be. I was born to be.
I don't want to be, I was born to be. That's how Harry feels.
Alright, now you're the king of Midgard, then what? I'm actually a fan. I'm wondering why does someone with so much range just want to rule?
Ooh, that's a good question.
The first and most oppressive lie ever uttered was the Song of Freedom.
How's that one go?
For nearly every living thing, choice breeds shame, and not certainty and regret. It's a fork in every road, yet the wrong path always taken.
He exempts himself from
Yeah.
the others.
Makes you sound super smart.
I am smart.
That's true.
Okay.
Okay, New York.
Whoa.
What is this?
A sampling of your greatest hits, if I may.
Oh, wow. But he's feeling shame.
No,
Uh-uh.
I was there.
For someone born to rule, you sure do lose a lot. You even say it's in your nature.
It's true.
Oh yeah, Phil Coulson.
Oh, yes, of course, he killed Phil.
Didn't the Avengers come together to literally avenge him by defeating you?
Little solace to it.
Do you enjoy hurting people? Making them feel small? Making them feel afraid?
Your games don't frighten me.
Making them feel little?
I know what I am.
A murderer?
A liberator.
Of eyeballs, maybe. You are enjoying that. You enjoy hurting them? I don't see anything very mischievous about this.
True.
I do suppose you do.
It's not, is it? It's murderous. Does he look like Michael Fassbender? Huh?
Any relevance or bearing on?
This is the good part.
Why does Loki need to steal money?
I can't believe you were D.B. Cooper. Come on.
I was young and I lost a bet to Thor.
Is he his therapist?
Back in your cage.
Yeah.
He's asking some deep questions.
Yeah. He's pulling out a lot of things.
Sorry, go ahead.
And what is meaningful now?
And he's asking questions that we as viewers would ask.
Sure.
Loki, the character.
I want you to be honest about why you do what you do. Mischief. What makes Loki tick?
It's a cruel, elaborate trick. A desperate attempt at control.
He sounds a bit like Boris. He's scaring me. Boris is
Oh,
scary.
he went to Eton.
Your choice is your own. Good. Let's go with that.
Honestly, you're pathetic. A footnote to my ascent.
You finished?
Wow.
You're gonna start taking things seriously.
If you hadn't picked up the Tesseract, you would have been taken to a cell on Asgard.
Oh.
What is this? This is nonsense. More tricks. It's never even happened.
Oh, he's not experienced that.
This is absurd.
But am I not your mother?
Wow, he's paying attention now.
You might want to take the stairs to the left.
Oh, never
Oh no. Look at his face.
Yeah. You can't believe he did that.
You're lying. It's not true.
It is true.
Tell me, do you enjoy hurting people?
I don't
Do you enjoy killing?
I'll kill you.
What, like you did your mother?
Wow.
Sorry, the time twister just loops you, not the furniture. You were born to be king, Loki. You were born to cause pain and suffering and death. That's how it is. That's how it will be.
Wow.
So that others can achieve their best versions of themselves.
Wow.
He is the character building challenge in the movies for everyone else, isn't he? Who's his identity outside of all of that? Okay, now it's interesting. All right, Tom. Well done.
What is this place?
Okay.
Oh, what did he do? I know he did something. You know he tried to take that thing from him. He took your thing.
What's he done now?
He's just gonna, I don't know, blip himself around.
It's my fault.
Look, you can't have gotten very far.
Split up.
I don't know if he actually likes killing. So to answer Owen's question, I think that's why he was avoiding.
Yeah. Loki comes across like a child that needs attention, that's just acting out, that needs some sort of attention from his parents.
Yeah.
But he's still doing it at the age of 35 or 40 or 400 or whatever age he is.
This guy doesn't know what a fish is. Just in the tray, like your key tray.
How do you have these?
Oh, we actually got a lot of those. Yeah, some of the guys use them as paperweights. Some of them.
What?
Wasn't that a joke somewhere in one of the movies, using them as paperweights?
It means nothing to them, I guess, but...
That maybe makes him start to believe this a bit more.
Yeah, this is next levels, Loki.
Oh, it's way above you.
They've got infinity stones like flipping grains of sand, like it's anything.
Yeah.
It means nothing to them.
And meanwhile, the universes were chasing after 5 or 6 of them.
Is this the greatest power in the universe?
Oh, she was gonna kill him as well.
You almost hit me! That's so messed up!
You almost hit me, it's true.
You're not forgiven!
He's my favourite character already.
What's a fish? I love it. You should have put that down.
How did he get there?
It's like Desmond being shown all the... Nah, this is too much like Lost. Somebody was watching Lost when they wrote this script.
I love you, my sons. Remember this, please. Oh.
You get your redemption with your father as well. See, but you never thought you could get that.
It shows how you can change your present if you just looked into your future and see what you become. You can just change your present. Look, I reckon he can see himself giving his life for the Avengers, right?
He's doing a reaction video to his own life.
Yeah, see?
Look at you, you're willing to sacrifice. Oh, he didn't believe it, did he? But he needs to do some reaction videos.
And that changes your enemy now. Because what if now his enemy becomes Thanos?
Yeah. He would, right?
Seeing that Thanos is the one that kills you, so what happens now? Watched your death. This is how you die all the time in all the timelines.
But you have, look, your brother, he's mourning you. That's a lot to take in. That's a lot of information.
Glorious purpose.
Uh-oh. Okay. He's free. Oh no. Wow. He's good. But you can't change
Just like
that timeline. If you go... You can't be selfish, because you're going to change the whole world if you do that. This guy. No, this guy. He's so vengeful. What?
Same old Loki.
And then, hey, there you are. You know that thing?
He's not even trying to run away. He's just sitting down.
Yeah.
You know those ones when you just found something out, you're like,
you gotta just chill out and just think about life, because your whole perspective has just shifted, man.
I can't go back, can I? Back to my timeline.
there we go.
I don't enjoy hurting people.
Explain that to me. Because it's part of the illusion.
He's a therapist.
It's the cruel, elaborate trick of the weak to inspire fear. You do know yourself.
Hmm.
I can't offer you salvation, but maybe I can offer you something better. Fugitive variants been killing our Minutemen.
And you need the god of mischief to help you stop it.
That's right. Why me? The variant we're hunting is... I beg your pardon?
It's him.
Another variant. A later version. Because I was going to say Loki wears the things that look like the devil horns.
Yeah.
So that kid could have been talking about Loki.
Someone's out there.
Luke Skywalker.
Grogu.
Grogu.
Oh no.
Oh.
That's where the oil was there. That's why the oil was there.
I thought Loki said he didn't enjoy hurting people. Is that even Loki then?
Okay. It's good.
Interesting.
It's good.
Nice
That was alright. Yeah, that was good. It was very interesting. What are your initial thoughts then?
Yeah, I'm intrigued. It is very interesting. I think it's good that they've just gone straight in and had Loki look at his timeline, sort that out now, so he's not... Because if the whole series basically was about him trying to get back to the other timeline, that would have been a bit boring and a waste of a show.
Yeah.
So get that out of the way and do it in a way where that was great to see him watch his own other alternate timeline and what he would become.
That is, I think that experience was so surreal because, as you said, we got to watch Loki, the character, watch what he's done and also react to what he's about to do.
Yeah.
And to have that experience was so, I don't know, so eye-opening, so surreal.
Yeah.
I think it brought us closer to the character, even though the character is a villain. It just added another layer of complexity to the character. I think that's one of the reasons why people like Loki. For a villain, his character is a bit more flushed out than other villains have been.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he's appeared in the first Avengers, he's in all the Thor movies, he's in Endgame. So we see he has enough screen time for us to know sort of what he's about.
Thinking about him in the movies, something I guess for me was just, it's a bit repetitive, his trope. He does something, then has to make amends. Like half-assed way make amends.
I guess that's why he's called the God of Mischief. But then what he does is not, like he said, Owen Wilson said, what you're doing is not mischievous. It's you're killing people.
Yeah.
It's more than mischievous, you know.
I'm gonna burn this place to the ground. I'll show you where my desk is. You can start there.
His trope was a bit repetitive. Do something bad and then realise what you've done and try to save the day again and then do something bad and, you know.
If you believe in attachment theory, he's got attachment issues clearly and he's just repeating cycles.
What?
That's why I like this episode, because they just went straight into it. I don't know if Owen Wilson's meant to be a bit like a therapist, but he was asking him lots of therapeutic questions. Why are you the way you are? Seemed to me trying to get to the crux of, are you a sociopath? Are you deriving pleasure from hurting others?
Now, why don't you tell me, do you enjoy hurting people?
No, I don't think Loki derives pleasure from hurting others. I think it's an unfortunate byproduct of his selfish need to be loved, but he goes about seeking love in very unhealthy, dangerous ways that happen to kill loads of people.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy killing? I'll kill you. What, like he did your mother?
It also stems, that need, that desire, it also stems from that feeling that you didn't receive that love from your parents. You know, I think Loki's forever seeking love, appreciation from his mum and dad.
Yeah.
Always. And I think he's just going about it the wrong way. I think I mentioned it in the reaction that he comes across like a young child or spoilt child. Or maybe not a spoilt child, that's not the right term, but a child who just desperately seeking his parents' approval, who acts out in public because of that.
Yeah.
That's what comes to mind when I think of Loki and Loki's character. But I think the show's going to be good. It started off exactly, you know, where we thought it would start off. Just picking up from Endgame. The colour and the tone of it was also quite interesting. I think you said it looked like 60s or something.
60s. Propagating that 60s vibe, especially because we've recently just seen WandaVision, a couple of episodes set in that era. The little cartoon animation description explanation was very Jetson-esque.
And also because we've been watching Lost, it reminds me a little bit of the Dharma Initiative.
Yeah.
If you guys watch Lost, or if any of you guys, you know, are watching Lost or have watched it, you guys will know what we mean.
Yeah,
it reminded me a
does,
little
those
bit
computers.
of the Dharma.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting to get to see just how quickly they just processed him. It's like, right, you're in here, here's your explanation, get your judgment.
Yeah.
And then it's like, right, that's it. And if Owen Wilson wasn't there to say, hang on, I guess they would have reset him, as they said.
It's quite cool to see how quickly he assumed some sort of kingdom, some sort of god authority in front of those Mongolians when he saw them. He didn't even know who they are, but he just saw them and said, yes, I'm going to put myself above them straight away.
Yeah.
It's just his mentality is so...
British.
it's so British, it is. Funny enough.
I don't even mean that like in... It's
it
just
is.
that every nation state, we have a grand sense of ourselves.
Grand sense
we
of
think
self.
every nation thinks they're better than other nations. But it was funny though to literally see him. It's like he's got that speech. It's ready. Reel it out. People to oppress. Let me get up high, physically above them.
I am burdened with glorious purpose.
There's nothing. There's a 2-inch rock. Okay, let me stand on this 2-inch rock.
Yeah.
What did he say? Glorious purpose?
Glorious purpose.
Now that is making sense. The crossover reference from Uncle Ian Wright.
Yeah, I genuinely believe he is burdened with glorious purpose, but...
It was trending all over Twitter and I had no idea what that meant. There was some Loki reference that he's been using.
It's funny.
So now that kind of makes even more sense.
Yeah, I like the Rick and Morty vibe about it.
Yeah, to see Rick and Morty in like... What, real, like, not...
No, well, not that. It's
cartoon.
But, you know, in a lot of episodes of Rick and Morty, they fly into space and they see other civilizations. So when I saw the TVA in the background and, you know, the buildings and all the spaceships and whatnot, it just reminded me of, you know, an episode of Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
And you told me that it's the same
same writer.
Yeah, so it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely like that aspect. It's very creative. I like that they've got all the stuff out of the way straight away. The stuff that they could have dragged out and they could have made a whole series 1 about him finally accepting it's time to be accountable, it's time to be responsible.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They're like, let's just get that done.
They flushed it out quickly.
Because otherwise it would have literally been a TV version of what we see just happening, Loki's story over and over. We want to see the next level now.
That episode wasn't as slow paced as it could have been. They could have made it slower. But they knocked a lot out in the first episode,
which I appreciated. I don't know how you felt. Would you have liked to have seen that play out a bit over 2 episodes?
I think we saw enough detail. You know, we saw enough detail and we felt enough emotion for us to feel like it wasn't too quick. It was a decent pace.
I agree.
And these series, we're not going to have loads and loads of action. That's not what they're there for.
Yeah.
But I can see why people like it.
Yeah.
Because the topic isn't heavy, isn't current about racism. It's not about, so far, it's not about sexism. It's not about PTSD so far, as far as I can see. You know, it's not about veterans. It's not about any of the heavy topics that the Falcon and Winter Soldier covered. And so far, you're not overly racking your brain as much as WandaVision because you're having things explained to us.
Yeah.
They're explaining to us what it is and what they do. Whereas WandaVision, we have to keep guessing what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
So it's more of I can see this being more of a fun ride.
Yeah, definitely.
Than the other two. Well, I wouldn't say more of a fun ride, but I can see how this journey is going to be different to the other two. That's why it's going to be less heavy.
Yeah,
potentially.
I feel you on that. I'm not going to be sitting here thinking about it after I've watched it.
We might be speaking a bit too early.
Maybe we're going to change our mind.
There are people who are saying this is amazing, and we've only watched the first episode, and it's been good. It's been good, but I assume it's going to get better, because if all the episodes are like this, then
they have to.
It's not amazing, guys. Come on. So I'm assuming it's going to get better, but I don't want to speak too quickly. I don't want to speak too quickly, but I can, see what this is going to be, especially when I think they said this doesn't actually link in to the films or anything.
The sacred timeline, as they call it. Yeah. This is something. So that means they've got a lot of scope.
This is something standalone. Yeah, which means they've got a lot of scope to play around and do what they want with these characters. Really.
Like, will we get to see him time hopping more?
Yeah. That'd be quite fun. Which means that, and that's why I say this can be quite fun, because I reckon they've got more room to maneuver. The Falcon and Winter Soldier, Sam had to become Captain America. That's how he had to end up. There was room to maneuver in between, but the end goal had to be him being Captain America. Yeah. Same with Wanda. But if this is truly a bit more standalone, then they've got more scope to play with the characters and take the characters through different routes and make them end up somewhere completely different. Because Loki is dead as we know it. So, yeah. Yeah,
and the fact that it's the Time Variance Authority, and we already saw another person in there with him. So it means this happens frequently. So there's lots of time variance things that happen, that anomalies, so that is scope for an endless universe of. This could who knows? Are they going to bring
Mulder
famous
Scully,
people
This could
in?
be the Mulder and Scully of the TVA.
Imagine if they jump into like timelines and have I don't know. He can go to any time now, right? Maybe there's a time he wants to go and check out.
Who knows?
It'll be interesting to see, especially because isn't he got to chase himself, or a variant of himself?
What? Yeah,
that's the interesting premise.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
To have Loki look for Loki, that's making me even more curious to and think, okay, but if Loki always gets killed by Thanos over and over again in every timeline, then what is this Loki doing? What has this Loki done that's different?
Yeah.
If he's hopping through timelines and causing the most amount of madness, if our understanding is correctly, and it is Loki, if Loki is trying to catch Loki, what? So he's trying to find himself, even though that's been done before. Let's be honest.
Yeah. What's that movie where the guy gives birth to himself? That movie was mad. So you can do crazy things with time travel.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
Predestination. That's it.
I don't think imagine. I mean, it's Rick and Morty writer. It could give birth to himself.
No, that's ridiculous. Come on. That's silly. Who knows? Maybe. But
Pickle Rick.
Come on, flip the pickle, Morty. I turned myself into a pickle, Morty. Boom.
Pickle Rick.
I'm Pickle Rick.
All my Rick and Morty fans out there, you know who you are.
Yeah.
One of the greatest cartoons created.
You're not gonna regret it. The payoff is huge.
So I don't know about you guys, but I am already drawn into this Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston potential partnership, because I like the way that Owen's already. He's like, Loki, I need you up here with me. No, come back, Loki. Stop being distracted. Up at this level of communication, I can't have you doing mischief down here. He's let him know the stakes. He's this is your life. This is actually how you're going to live your life and get to resolve your life.
I mean, like I said before, I love Owen Wilson anyway. So I think Owen Wilson is one of those actors that he could partner up with anybody and it would work, because he's just that guy. He's just calm, and he doesn't try to fight for the limelight, for the attention. He's always himself. He's a bit quirky and also very laid back. So I reckon he just goes well with like so many people. A bit like Ryan Reynolds, who can sometimes go well with many people.
Because you can already see how deep that character is, because he's getting straight to the crux of things.
He's a therapist that flipping Bucky needed from the get-go.
Just blink, sweet Jesus.
Yeah.
He would have cut to the chase. And he was asking the right questions. He was probing the right way. That was quite cool. It's also quite interesting to see these guys have Infinity Stones just in their drawers at work.
Yeah.
Like, you know those little crystals that you get that are not really worth that much.
Yeah.
That everyone has in their homes.
It helps you with the vibes and stuff.
Yeah.
Set the vibes and intentions. I know those crystals.
Yeah. They've got basically the Infinity Stones are just like those.
He's like, the receptionist, we've got loads of these lying around.
Yeah.
When that translated to Loki in that scene, he's like, okay.
He saw the perspective.
He literally was hiding, and then he came out of hiding behind the desk, and he was drawn immediately to the power. He's like,
yeah,
this is the power, I want this power.
People in our universe spend their entire life trying to chase these stones, trying to find these stones for power, and you guys have these stones just in your drawer like paper clips, like thumbtacks. Everyone has these stones.
You know what?
5, 10 of them in their drawer, like flipping stationery. And that's when he thought, wow, perspective, wow, this is where the power is. Time.
Yeah.
Time is the only thing that runs out. Time is the only commodity that we really have. Time.
The fourth dimension.
This is where the true power is.
Well, it's giving me
true power.
It's giving me Kurzgesagt vibes.
Oh yeah.
Where we talk about the different levels of civilization. I highly recommend that video because they are like the next, like the godlike level civilization, because they see everything. It's like there's nothing to them. These time stones. How many movies? 27 movies. 36
True.
movies.
And these guys
gearing up, and they're just it's just you go to your drawer, that drawer, you know, the drawer with all the stuff in it in your house, and open it. That's where the time stone is. They took us on a 3,000 hour journey
just to show us that.
Just to show us it was in the drawer. That was it.
Yeah, it was in the drawer. That could have been the first film.
Literally. Boiled it down in one.
You want the time stones? Here you go. Done.
They were here all along.
Yeah.
And that just makes the whole thing even more intriguing, because clearly they want to blow our minds to a next level. They're like, no, dump that stuff now. That's done. We're going to new places, people. So yeah, that's why I'm like, okay, you do have me a bit hype.
Yeah. This episode might be the episode to sort of like flush our minds off all that stuff and say, okay, you know where it starts off, so you know where it's linked, but this is going to be something brand new.
Yeah, give me something
different.
different.
Remember that, but at the same time, forget that now, because we're going to take you on the next ride. So we hope it's going to be a good ride. We hope it's going to be interesting, because we are back, baby, and we're going to react to this.
It's going to be a bit more tricky because you guys have seen and are probably much ahead of us.
Oh no, spoilers. They've already seen it, so they're probably listening to us thinking, you bunch of idiots.
You're like, we already know.
That's not
we know this
what
stuff.
happens, you idiots.
That's what I'm kind of liking, that you guys have a bit of insight, because now I feel like Loki. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Yes.
What are you giving it out of 10 for the episode?
For a first episode, do you know what? I'll give it 8.
Okay.
What would you give it?
I'm coming in at 7.
Alright, so together 7.5.
Yeah, combined together.
I think maybe 8 was a high, but because it felt...
It did cover a lot.
Yeah, and it felt fresh. And a lot happened in that episode. And the premise was set really well. We saw different side of Loki. We understand the Owen Wilson character. We understand TVA. So a lot was done in this episode. That's why I'm like, you know what? This was good.
I'm looking forward to the next episode.
We are, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, drop comments below. Let us know what you thought of this episode as well. Bearing in mind, we haven't seen the next one yet. We're going to be reacting to the rest of these series. This one looks fun. Yeah. We're excited. So yeah, let's do it, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. And see you next time. Yeah. As usual, guys, smash the like, turn on your notifications, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe below for more content like this.